Welcome to our next lesson about the English prepositions. We have already talked about the prepositions of time, and right now we are moving to place. We will discuss different prepositions which describe the location of objects and people, prepositions of place. And here we will meet our old friends because the same as it was about the prepositions of time, in, on and at are the main players here. They don't only describe time, they also describe the place. They represent this similar concept, and I will be moving in the opposite direction right now, so we will be going from in to on to at, but I keep them standing together because they are showing this similar idea when we talk about places. In describes your location. Let's imagine that you are describing your own location. Describes your location within some place, space, or doesn't matter. It means that you are inside of something, in the middle. You see, I can't even describe this idea without it. I add different phrases, but they always contain in, because we are talking about the location. We can't actually describe it in any other way. So you are inside some borders, some object, some place. You are in the room. Potentially, it's possible to say in a room, in their room, and because in speaking we will mostly use there, because you describe this location, you understand what place you are talking about. Potentially, I could say in a, in there. I prefer to say there. In their room, the walls. In the box, it's very simple to see it in the box. In the car, in the water, if you are swimming, for example, or you are boiling eggs, they are in the water. You're talking about countries, cities, the similar way. In London, in the city center, in the south, when you are talking about directions, in the south, in the north, in the east, for you, in the east, in the west. It's not on, it's in. In the sky, because we see this sky as the place and we are inside of it. And one strange phrase here is actually not in every language will we use it like that. We will say in the photo. I think it seems pretty logical to say in the book, in the newspaper, but in the photo sometimes people are trying to say on, but it's in. Still, you have some place and something is not outside. Let's describe it for the opposite thing. On represents the position on some surface, This is my palm. If I put something on my palm, it is on my palm, it means it touches, touches my palm. The typical examples are on the shelf, on the plate, the food is on the plate, on the balcony. This is maybe not so straightforward, but again, you go on some surface which is not inside the room. This is the idea. On the wall, on the bike. So if you sit onto something, if you ride something, it is the preposition on. There are some exceptions though, I will get back to them, because right now I want to talk about the preposition at. The preposition at is really interesting because when it defines the place, it can mean different things. The direct meaning, the main meaning, though not so frequent, it is at being very, very close to something. So imagine that this is, the wall, Okay, I have a chair, for example, and I want to put it very, very, very close to my board or very, very close to my wall. You know, it's not near. We don't use near for defining some concrete location. We will talk about it a little bit more in the next class, but you need to understand that if it is something very, very close, it almost touches it, okay? We will be saying at. For example, at the door, okay? At the river. So it means I'm standing right next to this river, yeah? I'm very, very, very close. And from that, we have different combinations when you are close to some place. We say at the bus stop. You are not on. You are not in. You are at the bus stop because there is some point, yeah, where the bus will stop and you are very close to this point. We say at the traffic lights. Again, you are not on, you are not in, you're not near, you are at, because the proximity of it is very, very, very high. And we can also use the preposition by in the same meaning. When we mean very close to something, I could say by the river. I live by the river. If you want to say that you live very close to the river, okay, by the door, and so on and so on. I'm standing by the traffic lights, also very close. And there is one phrase which is often confused. We say to sit at the table or at the desk. You don't say, how else can you say it actually, yeah? My students often try to say I'm sitting on the desk, but it means that what? You are on the surface of that desk, right? You can't say in, you can't say on, you can't say near, because to sit near the desk or near the table means not far, basically, yeah? Again, I will come back to this near. At and by, as prepositions of location, physical location, show the closest proximity possible until you actually start touching this thing. You don't touch it, but you're very, very close. But it's not all, unfortunately, because at representing the location doesn't always mean the physical location, the physical one. Because we often use at with places, the same as the names of the holidays. You remember, yeah, in the previous class lessons. If you are talking about the idea of something, not the place, meaning you are doing something at this place. For example, we say at work. To be, I'm at work. We don't say I am in work. Or we don't say I'm on work. Because work, it is some kind of the idea of the place where you make money. You can't say I'm in the office. But when you say work, it is too abstract a word. And you can't use concrete prepositions with them, with it, okay? That's why we say at work or at home. You can say I'm in the house, I'm in the flat, I'm in the apartment, yeah, for example. But you are at, and you don't even have the article here anymore. You see, with all the physical objects, we had this the article. But here, we use it as an abstract noun, and we don't use the article. But the trick is, it's also possible to use with the physical objects when you mean the idea. Imagine that you're going somewhere, okay? You have packed your bags and you took a bus. For example, you arrived you arrived at the railway station, and somebody's calling you and asking you, "Where are you? And you are saying, I'm at the station, meaning that you are going somewhere, meaning that you are living, and you don't mean this particular physical building. I'm at the station. Imagine another situation. Your friend is seeing you off. So he has arrived at the station too, to say goodbye to you when you are leaving. And he's calling you because he doesn't see you. And he's asking you, where are you? And you are saying, I'm in the station. You see how it changed? Yeah, the meaning has changed because I am now in the physical building. For him, it's clear I am leaving. He understands the idea. He needs my physical location in the physical object. I am in the station, in the building of the station, we can say. And it's possible with different types of places. So I'm at the restaurant, I'm at the theater, meaning that you're doing something. But I am in the theater if the friend is looking for you. Yeah, they need your physical exact location. And in this similar way, when you're visiting somebody, again, it's the idea of visiting somebody. If you are in the house of your friend, yeah, you will say, I am at my friend's. Meaning, I am in my friend's house. But you are describing again the general idea. I know it can be tricky a little bit. You shouldn't worry about it too much because both in and at here will be more or less correct. But the more you learn English, the more you practice, the more you read and the more you listen, I hope that you will get this whole idea represented by the preposition at in English. It's a big concept. The same way I'm saying, I will see you at Easter. I will see you at Christmas. Yeah, when I am describing the name of the holiday, not the physical time. The same time I'm describing the idea of the place because I mean what I am doing, okay, but not the physical location. I hope it makes sense. And I will give you some examples, of course, but, well, I did my best explaining that to you. And let's come back to this more abstract phrases, yeah? We can call them exceptions, but basically, yeah, it's just the more abstract idea. With on, because it is on the surface of something, you can also say on the internet. I found that on the internet. We met on the internet. I know for many people it's typical to say we met in the internet. No, in English it is on because it was on the radio, on TV. With all these places, it's, yeah, somewhere there. And this is a little bit confusing. We say on the menu, okay? We don't say in the menu. When you come to the restaurant, yeah, what's on the menu today? And I think it has something to do, well, it's not confirmed, but at least it has helped me to remember. When you come to the restaurant, they often have these boards, you know, and they write on them with chalk. Yeah, this is, for example, the menu of the day, yes, or lunch menu. And they write on these boards and they put them outside. And this helps you to remember that it is not in, like in the book. It keeps changing and it's written on the surface of the board. I hope it helps. And one of the most confusing phrases with these prepositions in English, we say on when you are describing your location in the public transport. We are very used to the idea of saying in, yes, because you are inside the object. And we were saying in the car, for example. But this is the only way. When you talk about any other type of public transport, you will say on the bus, on the train, on the ship, on the plane, on the tram, and so on and so on. it has something, historically, it has something to do with the double-decker buses, okay? In London, for example, they have these buses, and because we say on the second floor, for example, yeah, or on the first floor, on the ground floor, about the buildings, okay? When you are showing the level, you are saying on. I think because these buses were are still double deckers, okay, it has stuck, and now it has been transferred to all other types of public transport. So you will be saying on the plane, I am on the plane, and maybe you've heard of this book, The Girl on the Train. It was in the title, yeah? So they still use it this way in the modern English too. Okay, we have dealt with the basic concept of time, place prepositions. We will continue in the next lesson. If you have any questions, please ask in the discussions. I will be happy to help you.